Hi fellow mates, how you all doing? Kindly join me, let's learn how to make this beautiful, gorgeous and sparkling outfit in just a matter of some few minutes. Marking my starting line, marking my bust point, my waist point, my hip point and the full length of the dress, squaring them out. Marking my shoulder divided by 2. Marking my bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. Connecting point. Marking 3 by 3 neckline. Stepping down by 1 inch to get my shoulder slope. Dividing my armhole line into 2. Coming in by half an inch. Marking my bust circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. Connecting point. Bust point, waist point, hip point and full length. Marking my waist circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. Marking my hip circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch sewing allowance and plus 2 extra inches for ease. Whatever I had at the hip line, I'm going to be placing the same thing plus extra 1.5 inches. Cutting out. Hi there, this is our last series tutorials and it's available on this channel. Kindly do well to check this video out. It is beginner friendly, it's intermediate friendly and it's professionally friendly as well. What I so much love about this corset bustier is the fact that there was no bra cap, there was no breastfold, there was no wording, but it looks so erected, so firm and so structured, and it has contoured my breast, making it look very beautiful even though I was not wearing any bra. In that video, I gave some tips and tricks to be able to come out with something like this without necessarily padding it with bra cap, breastfold or whatsoever you call it. Opening up my pattern paper. Highlighting all the lines on the other side. At this side, I'm going to be stepping in by 1 inches to redraw our armhole. This armhole is not supposed to be so tightened. It's supposed to have a little bit of ease. Looking at the style we are trying to recreate, I'm going to be drawing a slanted line from the armhole at this side to the neckline at this other side. You don't have to make it so deep. If it is so deep, you have a whole lot of gaping at that side and you also need to do neckline tightening. You have to make sure it passes through the original 3x3 neckline. Over here, I'm going to be marking out our sewing allowance, and our sewing allowance was 1 inch. This is the 1 inches I've gone ahead to draw out. From that 1 inch drawn out, I'm going to be stepping out by 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches all the way. So your opening to be exactly at your waistline, just from that waistline, try to come in by 3 inches all around. That way, your opening is going to be at your waistline. If you also want it to be lower at your hip area or around your bust or under bust area, you could also go ahead and work your way through it. But one thing I want to let you know is that if you want the opening to be a bit smaller, just come in by 1.5 or 2 inches. But if you want it moderate, I think 3 inches was okay. Also, if you want it more wider, you could go for 3.5 inches or 4 inches. One other thing you can do is to use any circular object to draw a semicircle with wherever you want, wherever shape you want. Look at how it was looking. So I think this other one looks more nicer for me. It was somewhere at the hip line, also at the waistline, and a bit towards the under the bust line. So from there, I'm going to be marking 5 inches with 2 inches intervals between them. So after that, what I have to do now is to go ahead and connect straight points that way. And the next thing is to go ahead and cut it out. What we are going to be doing here is we are going to be doing the cut and spread method. Just neatly cut through, bring in a different pattern paper under. Here I'm just trying to spread, so go ahead and spread it evenly. Half an inch will be okay, 1 inch will also be okay, but I think 1.5 inches upwards will be so much for this. Yes, so just go ahead and work your way around it. Spread it evenly, even if not evenly, but you should be close to evenly. I want to recommend Venice Lydia YouTube channel for you. Yes, that in this channel we call it the paradise of fashion. We eat, we preach, we talk, we learn, we teach, we practice, we even preach fashion designing. We do everything DIY, everything tailoring, everything fashion designing, and everything sewing. Definitely do well to subscribe to this channel, and you're going to be learning a lot. We have a lot of videos. Once I was done with my spreading, I'll go ahead and cut it out this way. If you want to achieve this particular style, just go ahead and extend this pattern paper to the length you want your dress to be, and you're going to be achieving just as this other one. So it's the same method, it's the same processes. If you also go ahead and look at our inspiration, the down part of the dress was flary. It was open, it was loose. So we have to come here. I'm going to be dividing this side into two, this other side into two. Cut through. Put a different pattern paper under and spread it by how open you want it to be, but you shouldn't open it so much because we have the first cut and spread at that side. If you open it too much, it's going to interfere with that, so just be moderate when you are spreading it. Yes, so for me, I think I spread it around 2 inches to 3 inches. Yes, go ahead, turn it over, cut, and then tape it well so it wouldn't be coming up when I'm trying to lift. Fellow sewmate, what do you call this? Do you call it eyelet? Do you call it grommet? Or what at all do you call it? Do you sometimes use these words interchangeably? Or you don't even know what I'm talking about? Please, we are in the era of corsetry. Everyone wants to make corset. And how will it look if you are making corset and you're using this thing on all your corset and you don't know its original, its correct name for it? I have a very detailed tutorials on my channel and what each of them is used for, the correct names for them, and the correct usage for each of them. Definitely do well to check that video out. With the sewing, in fact, you have to follow it systematically. You can't sew it haphazardly. You must follow one step to the other. So I'm going to be taking you to my sewing machine. Usually I don't show the sewing part, but because this particular sewing, it must be systematic. I must take you to my sewing machine and illustrate exactly the processes you should follow. See me in the part 2 of this video tomorrow.